Hi everybody, it's Audrey. Thanks so much for being here. I am so excited because it's my first post as a Hip Kit Club design team member. I'm super excited. I've been a fan for a very long time, a subscriber for a while even. So I'm working with the main kit here, and I'm just going to kind of really quickly go through with some of the things that are in the main kit. And I love how versatile this kit is, and you could just use it for everyday pictures, and there's a lot of prints that could be used for masculine pages and girly pages and just all kinds of things. I happened to buy all of the other add-ons this month as well, so I got it all because I couldn't resist. So I decided to do something I don't often do, and that is work with a piece of cardstock that is colored. And I rarely use plain colored cardstock as a base. I often use white, but not colored. So I got the cardstock add-on this month, and I thought to myself, I am going to start using more colored cardstock. So I'm fussy cutting out all these stars from a piece of the pattern paper. I wanted to go with something that wasn't too feminine and too floral, so I decided to use the stars for this page. And this page is about me and some of the running races I did this summer. So I thought stars might be the way to go. So I'm going to take this piece of turquoise cardstock and just add some gesso to the background. And I'm using a sponge because my 1-inch brushes were dried up with paint on them because my children used them. So I just used a craft sponge to add on the paint. And I was kind of trying to do some small strokes to kind of get some thin lines. I'm going through with a blue mist. This mist is not in the kit. This is one from my stash. It's the teal Heidi Swapp Color Shine. And I'm just going to dab a little bit of it off. And I don't want it too dark. I just want it to add a little bit, another layer of blue in the background to kind of make this cardstock not look like cardstock, to make it kind of look like it was a piece of its own pattern paper. I also used a little bit of seafoam on there as well. I'm going to let that dry and use this stencil. Now this stencil is part of the color kit, and it has the stencil and the 3 mists, and these are all shimmers mists, and this one I think is called Tuscan Sun. And what I learned about doing this stencil with the mists is my paper was a little bit warped because I had already put the gesso and stuff on it, so my stencil wasn't laying flat, so the misted images are not that crisp. So I think that I would either have to tape the stencil down to make it flatter on the surface, and it's also, I think, because these stars are very small. But this one doesn't look too bad. This kind of coral color, I can't remember the name of it. Is this ruby? I'm not sure. One of these is ruby. But I had so much ink left over, mist left over on my stencil that I didn't want it to go to waste. So I just grabbed a piece of white cardstock and kind of turned the stencil over and flattened that out. So I hope to use that on another page this month. And then just a few more splatters, and it dried, and I love that. I think it's so pretty. It doesn't bother me that the stars didn't come out. Not all the stars came out perfectly because it just kind of looks like splatters, but you definitely can see the star shapes there with some of the ones that I missed it. Now I am going through with this super adorable stamp set, and if you look at this stamp set closely, the stamps are designed to be layered with each other. So this is, there's a solid star, and then there's this star that has just a stitched line, and I stamped the solid star with a yellow, and then the stitched line with kind of this blue turquoise color, and it just came out super cute. I love this stamp. It covered very nicely. And a perfect size too. I don't like when stamps are too big. I like adding little subtle stamping to my background, so this is perfect for that. And I'm just going to go through with a couple other colors here, kind of a pink and a green as well, and just stamp stars randomly. I am kind of trying to stick to a little bit of a visual triangle there and having a cluster in the top left, a cluster on the right, and then a cluster towards the bottom. So there are my photos, and I'm gonna start putting these stars on. I wasn't sure if I was going to use every single one of these stars. I'm trying to distribute the colors a little bit because I didn't want the pink ones all to be clustered together. So I do think I go back through and rearrange those a little bit. And then I thought I would go through and find other stars in the kit. So there are a ton of other of the embellishment packs in the embellishment add-on too that have stars with them. So there are chipboard stars, sticker stars, there are some stars in these die cuts here, which you can see me pulling out. And I'm also going through and finding a few of the other die cuts to see if I want to use them as well. So if you follow my videos, you know that I really don't like to put something on a page unless it kind of goes with the theme of my page or the story I'm trying to tell. So as I was going through this die cut pack, there was a rabbit or a hare and a snail. And the snail is super, super cute. I have never seen a snail before in any scrapbooking products, so I love it. And then I was thinking to myself of how kind of applicable those two images were in terms of my running career. How I started out feeling like a snail, and now I end up feeling like a hare. So I use the snail and the hare for that reason. And I guess you may not understand that unless you heard me, tell that anecdote and why I use those two. But hopefully anybody who sees this page without hearing the explanation of why I use those two things can maybe figure it out. Why would she put a snail and a rabbit on a page about running? But anyway, that was my reasoning behind using those two die cuts, and I like it. They're cute. Okay, so I found some chipboard sticker stars, these wood veneer pieces, which have just beautiful colors. They had some stars in there too. Sometimes when these wood veneer pieces are painted, the colors don't always match the papers and stuff that well, but these wood veneer pieces, the colors match perfectly, so I loved that. I'm trading out the die cut snail for one of the puffy stickers because I liked the color of the snail on the puffy sticker better, and it was a little bit smaller. So I'm just switching out the yellow snail with the blue one. And I tried everything with a star on it on this page. So I had those little paper clips there. They were from the embellishment add-on. It didn't really fit. The paper clip was not oriented in a way where I could put it on my photo and not cover something up. So I decided to skip that. I'm using these photo corners from Glitter Girl collection by Chamel. Love those. I needed a little pink glitter on this page. These thickers, puffy foam stickers, also had some, well, they're all glitter, they're the blue glitter, but they had some stars on them, so I pulled those off. And then this package of stickers, well, all of the stickers in this whole collection have such a unique set of phrases and sayings. It's not your typical, hello or, best friend or whatever. Some really fun, different sayings, and I love that. And so I just pulled off a few of these stickers. I picked out 3, kind of placed them in my visual triangle a little bit, and I just love some of those sayings. I'm not going to do too much else because I have a very busy mixed media background. These stars are very bold. Just a couple sayings and other little stickers, and that's about it pretty much for the design. I do go back and add a few other little details here as I go through. Okay, so for my title, there are these exclusive alphas that come in the kit. They are gold, they're beautiful. I noticed when I pulled those out that there are some stars on there as well. So I'm going to use a couple of the chipboard stars from these alphas. They are chipboard. There's another set of alphas too. You can saw those scripty kind of peach colored ones. I just pulled out there for a second, but I decided to go with the gold because I like the gold. So basically this page is about, I just recently, well not recently, for the past, 7 or 8 months, I've been running, and I have attempted running quite a few times throughout my life, well, my later adult life, and I could just never get into it. But this year, for some reason, I just love it now all of a sudden, and I used to hate it, and now I really enjoy it. I like being outside. I like running on this trail that I run on all the time, and when I actually go out and start a run, I actually feel good. I don't feel like, oh my gosh, I have to go for this run. I feel like, yes, I'm going for a run. So my mind frame has totally changed about this. So it's just a page kind of about that. And I did my first 2 races pretty much this summer, a 4-mile race and a 10K, so a 6-mile race. And I did pretty good. I was really proud of myself. So that's what this page is about. I'm not going to back my photos with any pattern paper because I got so much going on already. I did use some mixed media sheets that I have in my stash. These do not come in the kit. They're like a little interfacing. You could also use tissue paper, same kind of effect, just to give a softer layer behind my photos, and I kind of group them together. And then I'm going through with my glue and trying to glue everything in place without actually removing it, which is difficult sometimes. But just kind of lifting up the corners of my stars and putting a little dab of glue underneath. I know I'm going to go back through and stitch over them, so I didn't completely add a ton of glue underneath them because the stitching will help keep them in place. I don't actually show my machine stitching, but you will see it in the final page. I didn't really pop off a lot of things on this page with pop dots because a lot of the elements had some dimension anyway. So the only thing I really pop off here is this little banner that says start here. And like the wood veneers have a little bit of depth to them, and as do some of the chipboard pieces. So I'm just going to let those kind of stand off the page on their own. And the glitter stars are a little bit puffy and big too. So I'm going to tuck the bunny underneath the hair. I like to think of it as the hair because it kind of is more along the lines of the tortoise and the hare story. So I'm going to tuck the hair underneath the banner because it covered it up a little bit too much. And plus I had the star covering up part of the banner and the snail too. So I do want to leave a portion of that uncovered. And just scattering some more stars around. What else? Finding a couple more, trying to balance the colors, distribute them evenly. And the last little bit, this little package of sequins has some bright yellow stars as well. So I'm not going to show, I'm not going to go through me gluing down every single one of these little sequins. I was thinking I could use a tape runner, but no, I decided to go back to my liquid glue. They're so tiny. So just a little dab here and there with the glue, and I'm going to put a sequin on top, and that's about it. So I went through and added some stitching, which you can see, and my journaling. And I love how this page came out. And I love the stars. I love that I love the way the background came out to the mixed media. So, oh my gosh, I am so in love with these kits. I will link to the Hip Kit Club below so you can check out this kit and all the add-ons. I think I used every single add-on on this page. I think you'll love it. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Be sure to check out the Hip Kit Club Facebook page and the Member Forum Facebook page as well. Stay scrappy, friends.